This is not a matter of discussion for the Illuminati, because we know from inside, working with these things, that this is not a matter of assumptions, or it's a matter of science. So, if you do certain operations and the result is correct, mankind can't do anything.
All right, you're talking about genetic engineering, Messiah.
No, that is the Antichrist.
Okay.
I can create the Antichrist with genetic engineering. That is not a problem. That is very easy.
But you cannot create as Christ.
But the Christ is a different thing. Christ is up to God to give us the final opportunity that this character will come into being, you know. So,
do you believe such a thing will happen?
I believe it definitely will happen.
Okay, and the Illuminati definitely believe this.
Absolutely.
Okay, they believe...
The chosen one is always a recurring theme within the Illuminati. If I show you after some books from the inside the Illuminati environment, he's already chosen his space in the Council of 12. Your space has been chosen, Master. You are returning to greet us again with your mastership. He's already there. You understand? For the majority of people, though, to realize suddenly that we are not all the same, that certain bloodlines have this function, wow, it's the end of democracy. It's also the end of a whole realization that we are all the same. It's basically the end of communism. Guys, under the truth, there is no communism on this universe, because this is a pyramid. From God to us is a hierarchy, and the structure is always going to stay a hierarchy, because...
oh, you're saying that the hierarchy of the bloodline, you believe in this, even though
the hierarchy,
even though you
the
left
change,
the Illuminati.
No, I left the Illuminati, but I can't leave the bloodlines. The thing is, the bloodlines have to change themselves and embrace the positive in order to us to have another messenger like Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, like Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, like Moses. Certain characters can come out if eventually they have the possibility of coming out. But obviously, if they are boycotted from outside, then it's worth rethinking of the tale of the Grand Inquisitor. We know this tale. If I come out and say, tomorrow morning, the time Jesus, I'm going to have very big problems. And in ancient times...
Well, isn't it true that this is going to be the nature of anyone who comes forward anyway?
He will be locked up. After 2 minutes, his secret will be judged as dangerous.
Is there a control scenario to reduce the world's population drastically?
You see, that is another thing that definitely is to do with the resources, more than to do with objectively, the Illuminati want to do money on us. They are heading the corporates, the secret societies are making business on us. So, for them, they don't have a program to eliminate us. But the problem is the heads of the whole thing. When they see that there is missing the resources for all of us to be living at the same time, then they have to eliminate part of the population. And in that case, they bring in the weapons, they bring in the wars that can make sure, or the disasters that can make sure that the population gets decreased.
Is this in progress at the moment?
See, the thing, you asked me before about the underground bases, and my experience is that they actually not only exist, but they are being held for maybe an upcoming scenario which is going to be apocalyptic. There seems to be in the Illuminati a firm belief that the coming back of Christ will coincide with a series of disasters that will change the face of the earth forever, including the possibility of the elimination of 3/4 of the population of mankind. But this is not man who is deciding this. This is only God that can decide this. I hope that they will make a clever use of these places, but they are being really evil. They are even stationing the seeds of the future generations in a base up north. I don't know, they're doing obscene things that in the eyes of God are an insult to anything. I want to say, the solution will come at the end, but these people will be defeated. And they will be defeated with a long war. But this long war, unfortunately, the Americans will have to be fought, and many lives will have to fall for it. So, we can't fight a war without the dead people on the ground. At the end, there will be a war, and there will be dead people on the ground. Because the moment they want to microchip me, I'm going to take out a gun and shoot at them. that's the thing, you know. So it's down to be a bit realistic. In this conspiracy movement, we haven't seen sometimes much realism. how we embrace the future. I have people, patriots from America, calling me every 2 minutes. We are ready here with this, that weapon. We have we're building a big bunker here, another thing there. We are ready for this. Ready for what? You are a few hundred people or a few thousand. Okay, you can have an enormous stash of weapons, preparing for an Armageddon scenario. But at the end of the day, it's worth nothing in front of the fact that we have the military here involved, the weapon dealers, the OCCAR. People don't even know what the OCCAR is, so I don't need to talk to people who don't know what the OCCAR is. What is that? This is the organization for the selling and methodical of weapons. How they have to be sold, when they have to be sold, and when they have to be and how they have to be developed for the selling. Then, you know, the old weapons always go to the African countries. We always give them a couple of old weapons. But the thing is this. The weapon business is the big business. You make the cash. I was a rich man when I was in that kind of business. Now I'm a poor man. Well, the difference is now I'm an honest man. Before I was a crook.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's not easy. It's not easy to be honest, because I tell you, I miss definitely. Yeah.
As you know, we're also here to meet with our Norwegian politician contact,
yes,
who went on record to talk about the involvement of Norway,
yes,
and the Norwegian politicians
what I
with
said,
some kind of scenario. Are you able to say anything to substantiate his testimony?
Absolutely.
Because he stands alone at the moment with his courage, and a lot of people say that either he's inventing it or that we're inventing it.
What I can say is, from my own experience, is underground bases.
He said he would name the bases.
Yeah, no.
That's what he said.
Definitely, there is bases here. I mean, there is a base in Oslo for over 2,000 people. The entrances are in the west side of Oslo. In Vika, there is some entrances towards the port in Frogner. I mean, this is underground bases that have been constructed to protect the population in a situation of emergency. That is without no doubt. And at the same point, as I said, for various experiments. And to keep the gold, because gold seems to be, at the end of times, if all the banks fall and everything falls into a chaos, gold seems to be this hard, consistent currency that can be used for moment. Now, Norway has built for many years this kind of special deposit for money, this oil tax they call it, for a big deposit that needs to protect them for the times in which they will finish their resources. That is the official statement. Why are you putting all this money on the side, taxing people like heck, making us live in this way? In Norway, everybody could be a millionaire in Norway, if they really release the money from the oil they are getting. But instead, it's not like that. We are living, some people in Norway even living on the verge of poverty, because these people have to build the bunkers, have to construct all this. And at the moment in Norway, the military are increasing their line of control over people, order technology. I have a personal experience. The police I have informants in the police at this moment of time that told me how they're developing and how they're working with the ultimate technologies to control us. They're listening to us now. They are controlling every single moment. And they are able to now, on the verge of the revolution of the microchip, which is truly revolutionary for them, because at that point, the moment in which they chip us, then they can let the resources fall apart, but they have still control of us. The cities can get out of control, can fall, the whole structure can be destroyed, but we will still be monitored from the satellites. So that is something we have to keep in mind. So the moment of disaster for them is also a moment in which they still don't have to keep control of the loose cannons running around. Otherwise, there will be definitely the possibility of a true insurgence. So here in Norway, we have already a passport with microchip. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you have noticed it, if somebody has showed it to you.